the sharp insight. Randall's life for scheming chess moves all night. Alex Miley, big dumb, and I'm all raw. Smashing hot takes through the studio door. Stats get funky, narratives get thrown. Through champions, media, Buffalo combat zone. Buffalo combat zone. Beat hit, crowd chant, let's go Buffalo. Beat hit, crowd chant, let's go Buffalo.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
What up? It's good to be back. Yeah. Oh, we got 12 people watching in the first 3 seconds. Let's extrapolate that over an hour.
He hasn't even sold his house yet.
Yeah, I'm so yeah. So
I'm just kidding.
this is what's going on. Yeah, I'm selling my house in like a week and a half, and like we have a ton to do. We did our floors and everything. And then our dog, he passed away unfortunately last week. So it was it's just like a whole lot of like things going on, and just ended up being like we couldn't even be in our house for like 6 days because the floor guy was here. So it just became hard. I appreciate you guys holding the fort down. Y'all did a good job. But yeah, I'm back. I'm happy to be back. Less stressed and ready to talk about the stadium. Were you there, Miley?
No, I had something else going on, and since I was working there for 8 months, it wasn't like something I needed to see. I already saw it. Sure. So like, I mean, I haven't seen it in action, but like, I'll see that.
Did you go, Randall?
The Lions game?
No. I was unable to go.
So people don't know this. I actually went to the game.
Oh, you were at the practice?
Yeah, I was there. Yeah.
Oh, you were?
I took 2 pictures. I just wanted you guys to see it. They were talking about the obstructed views the whole time, and this is what I got. That was tough.
That's an obstructed view.
Yeah, and then the video board was a really big deal to me, and it is pretty small.
But with that, you can push in the TV if more people are in the living room.
I just stand here and stare at this thing for hours at a time sometimes. This close.
Check it out. You have more
Miley,
people here?
do you know what we're talking about?
No.
You've never seen The Office?
I didn't watch it. No, I've seen plenty of clips about it, but I never cared.
Yeah, there's a part where he gets like a plasma TV. This is back when plasma TVs were like a big deal. You know, it's like it was a novelty item, and he bought a little one, put it on the wall, and like was showing it off to the dinner guests, like it was a big deal. It's pretty.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anyway, that's my joke of the day. So yeah, let's discuss. I know there's a lot of people talking about this stadium and like some of the problems they have with it. What are your thoughts on it, Miley?
It's normal Bills Twitter just wanting to bitch and complain about literally everything. It's so frustrating. We have this brand new state-of-the-art facility. There's so much great about it. The old Hard Stadium was a complete dump. I've gone to other stadiums. That stadium was a complete dump. I've worked in the new stadium. I can compare. It was a complete dump. This stadium is very, very nice. Yet people are trying to just find everything to bitch and complain about. Also, whoever was confused by the rain coverage just didn't pay attention. I knew from the start because they said it. It was all of the 400s and part of the 300s are going to be covered. That's about 60% of the stadium. Most of the seats are in the 400s. Think about it. It's the biggest bowl because it's the high. Yeah. And it's all of that and then part of the 300s. That's probably about 60% of the tickets because the 200s isn't much. And then you have the 100s. So they weren't lying that about 60% of the seats probably got covered. But people thought, 60%, that probably means 400s, 300s.
Well, they're thinking 60% of space, right? So they're thinking like it's going to cover 60% of the sky.
No,
I think that's where it came in.
Yeah, that's where it's exactly 60% of seats. Also, and maybe it's 60% including like the 200s because the 200s are built right up. Like the 200s sit under the 300s. Like there's a 225 level that sits under the 300s. The 200 level sits under the 225 level.
Yeah, so they might have counted that included. Yeah,
that's probably part of it. So that's where they got to the 60%.
That's fair.
People just didn't think of that, and they thought, 60% of the whole state. No, that you could look at the roof. That was never it. They never advertised.
Yeah, dude.
That.
I knew when I knew that had to be the case when I saw the roof initially. I was like, this is not like the Dolphins Stadium where they have like we couldn't do that type of roof because the snow would be too much. It's too flat. But,
we needed it to be curved, and where there is snow melting stuff up there. I know I was part of some of the people who poured some of that concrete. I know they have like tubes running through it to like melt the snow and like drainage stuff up there to make sure that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing for me. I never thought. I know everybody's kind of disappointed about the roof thing. I just never thought it was going to cover as much as they said it would. Even if 60% of space was the goal, it didn't look right, like physically. It just didn't seem that way.
But also, like rain comes at angles, and like
right
elements just happen. Like
they don't just come straight down. The wind blows it.
Right, exactly. This is like a 1B of the conversation about dome or no dome. And I've always been an advocate of no dome. To be honest with you, I want no dome.
Football's meant to be played outdoors and grass.
Football is supposed to be exactly. Thank you. And so when it comes down to it, it's just like we have the canopy. We know that it's not a dome. How can you complain about when the rain comes that you're going to get rained on? Mind you, Bills Mafia was 100% not covered except the 200s in the old stadium. So like everything, most season ticket holders were season ticket holders and are now season ticket holders or have been to Buffalo games. The gripe about rain in the canopy is crazy. The only thing that should be discussed, which we can just dive into it as well, is the wind factor and how that wind kind of controls it. And that's another crazy thing. It seems as though I believe that Bills Mafia kind of panicked when the negatives immediately flooded into national media. Yeah. And then either the people who were pessimistic jumped on board, and the people that were optimistic or realists confronted it and said, yo, you guys need to chill out. It definitely, the majority were optimistic, but the pessimistic always reign supreme on social media, and that's what's the most annoying thing about it. And the local reporter, John Warrow, is honestly ground zero to who made this mess, in my opinion.
Yeah, the obstructed view picture, and then he put in like, in the fine small print below it, like this wasn't for sale. But he could have done another re-quote, but he didn't do that.
They literally
so he kind of put under the radar.
The Bills even came out with a statement, I think, today and said those seats are specifically for other events. Like they're not not football. They're probably if like a concert on that side of the stadium. Yeah, those seats then work because
that's
half the field.
You knew what he was doing.
Yeah, that's my initial thought. You got a lot of these people that are like negative / like conspiracy theorist type people that like are going to go around the stadium and sit in these seats that aren't sold and go, look at my seat, click, and then they're going to send it out. I don't think any of these people actually sat in these seats. Now, the only one I will say that I think was a little bit egregious that I think someone actually did buy, or I at least buy it, is that the one behind the glass barrier steps area. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, they have it's all that's like in the 400s, the first row, basically all around. It's all of that.
I will say they should have done. I know they can only do so much, right? The stadium can't be perfect. Every stadium has obstruction of views, and like even like the Rams.
They knew what they were buying, though.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right. Yeah, you know what you're going to be able to see.
You got a 360 view.
Don't be stupid.
When you're looking at it, and when it comes down to it, even if the ticket seller was like, it won't be that obstructed, you are going in to buying those tickets, and you can't be like, you can't go to the Bills.
It's probably not that obstructed too,
and be like, hey, this is the picture I was told, and this is what I got. Change it. Like that's not how things work. So when it comes down to it, what those seats in general, which Miley, you bring up a good point on those seats, and whether they come fold, because a lot of football games, I honestly can't remember, but I don't think it's really happens a lot in football stadiums. It always happens in baseball stadiums. But if they do not let people go up and down those stairs while the football is live, for hockey as well. Hockey and baseball follow those rules. Don't really see it in football much. But if there are people at those stairs and letting people wait until the play ends, then it's zero. That's your seats. Nothing wrong with them.
Yeah. They did it. They did that for the Bills. I remember multiple times where like I was like I'd go use the bathroom, I'd come back, and they'd be like, no, wait for the play to be. No, they usually do that for football too.
I don't know.
At least they did it up in the three. They did it in the 300s.
I can't remember if it did.
Maybe not in the 100s.
Virginia Tech does it.
If anybody's in the chat, they can
300s,
comment on it too.
They always did it, at least for me, my personal experience with the old stadium, they always did it for me in the 300s. Maybe not in the 100s because it's not as much as obstruction versus like walking down versus walking up. I don't know, but I know in the 300s they always stop people.
I have a hard time believing that seat, that angle on that seat is where your head would be too. I have a feeling
that's probably taken like chest
really so low. Yeah, that's because I have a hard time believing they would create the stadium with that seat and not have a little bit of an elevated view at that place. You know what I mean? So, did the fans think they were going to wear T-shirts all season? I don't get it, bro. The FW Fairweather fans are strong. Yeah. Well, the thing is, it's no stadium's gonna be perfect, right? Like I know that we've been. I'd like the video boards to be bigger too, right? Like I get it, whatever. The Ravens have a massive video board. If you've ever been there, it's cool, but I never look at it.
Right.
I watch the game. Like you know what I mean? Like if the seats are good, you're not going to look at it. And
here's one
replays.
Thing.
I guess that's it.
The reason why they're kind of small. Yeah, they're big enough, but the reason why they're kind of small is because they wanted to put more seats in there. If they made them bigger, but then less seats, then people would be bitching about there being less seats. They've been like, you could have made the scoreboard smaller and fit more seats. You just can't win.
Yeah, right. And the reason they have to do it's a supply demand issue. If they subtracted 10,000 seats out of that stadium, you only have 50,000 people, the prices would be even higher.
Yeah,
because there's 50,000 people to be able to sit in that stadium, and you've got a ton of people bidding for the service. It's going to be way higher if you do it that way. And that video board costs more than putting seats in, most likely, getting a bigger one. Yeah. So, and it's not really like the video boards at the old stadium look smaller than these. And 100%. They were fine to me when I was in the, where did we sit, Miley? Was it that the 300s in the West?
Yeah, it was like 335 towards like the new stadium side-ish.
Yeah. And when you're up top, that's closer to you. It looks better. When you're in the bottom, you're never looking at it. So who cares? Right. Like I just think it's silly. We have a nice new pretty stadium. That's most seats are awesome.
Yes.
99.99% of these seats are awesome. We got like 10 seats. Let's say there's 10 seats in the whole stadium that are kind of bunk. Who cares?
Right.
Yeah.
You're not going to get those seats. Don't buy those seats.
Here's another thing. People are so like hung up on the price. It's like, oh, this is underwhelming for $2.1 billion. Do they not realize where we are located? We're in Buffalo. They had to, a lot of that money is to deal with the weather elements. And that's because they wanted football to be played outdoors, how it should. Football is not to be meant to be played in a dome. Which a dome would have cost just as much. If not more, I think a dome would have been more. Yeah, dome would have been $2.5 billion or plus.
Look how much the Titans are paying for their stadium. It's just because it's recency bias. They're like, oh, the Bills are top 5 spending ever on a stadium. That's because like stadiums don't get built every single year, and we're the next one.
Prices go up.
Inflation's hitting up, like showing up harder in our stadium price than it is in others. The Rams built theirs 7-8 years ago. Right, like prices were way cheaper then, and it still costs more than our stadium, I think. And Titans Stadium's a lot more into it. Like the stadium we get for $2.1 billion is what you get for that price. That's not that much money in today's economy if you think about it.
And it also there was like the wind tunnel thing. That's basically a way to help. Yes, there's going to be wind. You're not going to be able to block all the wind in an open air stadium. People who thought there was going to be no wind were kidding themselves. On the field, there's basically no wind. But if you were in a seat and you're like, oh, I feel wind. Why do I? Because it's open air. They're going to. The wind has to go somewhere. It doesn't just get completely blocked. Like you can see how they built it. There's holes in like the walls around because it's supposed to filter the wind. It's up until like the 300s. It goes to like the 300 concourse and goes out one side of the stadium. They left that side open. That's where all the wind flows through. And that's just going to happen. But there is 100% less wind, and you can feel a difference. It is warmer inside the stadium than outside the stadium. That is a 100% fact.
Yeah, that's nice.
Can you hear that? Can you hear that?
I can hear them all.
You just kept going. I'm like, can they not hear this shit?
Zero win in 420. Yeah, okay, so that is
actually that was the last piece. Yeah.
There you go. That kind of answers my question, which is nice because I did see, I don't know who the reporter was, and I was trying to find it all day, but he said very, very limited wind on the field, but I would be curious if it affects punts, kicks, and deep ball passing. But
I did see that.
Yeah, I saw that. So I'm curious and I don't really care about kicks, to be honest with you. Tyler Bass makes a lot of money. Like, figure out the wind. I would be a little irked if it does affect the deep passing game.
Well, would it be any worse than it can't be worse than the last stadium when it comes.
Yeah, exactly. There's less wind the last stadium, so.
I mean, the wind the last stadium is the worst situation.
Oh, without a doubt. But when it comes down to it, if they got wind technology, one thing that I would like it to help in greater would be the deep ball passing.
Yeah,
which it should. And
it should.
A lot of the wind.
Somebody exaggerated this, by the way. There's no way it's that bad. People were angry.
It was speculation
by
the reporter that was on the field.
But it wasn't people talking about it. Okay.
No. I only heard it from one reporter too, and I believe Miley would probably have the same reporter. I just
but I heard
been
people pitching
but I
about
can't
it
remember.
too.
Yeah. So I think that's a kind of TBD thing, and the preseason will probably kind of nail that. Honestly, my biggest gripe of the stadium is that 5 wings cost $18.
Yeah, that's.
I think
I can't do that one.
We are the inventor of the chicken wing. Quick story. Last Christmas, my family, we went to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Obviously, we're Hershey, right? And the one thing that I will remember for the rest of my life was that chocolate was so freaking cheap. I think I spent a year's worth of supply. And I know it's not a 1-to-1 comparison, but I believe that Buffalo should at least have affordable wings for our away fans to at least purchase at a 90% hit rate. If we're going to be the inventor and say we have the best wings on the planet, we need people to be able to visit Buffalo and make sure that we try those wings in our stadiums.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% dishing out the $18 to try it once, and then I probably never will do it again.
Right.
5 wings is a
isn't
snack.
that crappy?
5 wings is a snack. Like,
I'll say this.
At best.
The concession prices for
I
beer
normally eat 20 wings when I go out to eat, so.
The price for beer at the last stadium was great. I mean, I got big. I was
terrible.
At the last stadium, right? It was like I got like tall boys, and they were like, oh shit, I don't remember how much they were. They weren't crazy though. I think they were
12,
like for being an event.
It wasn't
it
was like.
Was it like 13 or 14?
No, it wasn't even that much. It was like something like $10 to $12, but it was like it's 24 ounces. It's 2 beers,
right?
You know,
right?
Yeah,
that's like kind of like bar prices almost.
Yeah.
Close, you know,
right. But even like the other prices of the new items didn't seem that bad, because I was going through, I was like, not bad. And I saw wings that were 18, and I was like, if it's 8 to 10, I'm good with it.
Yeah.
If it's 5, that's atrocious.
Is that every place though? Is it
I
just
honestly
one business?
didn't look at it at all. Like, I haven't seen any of the food prices. I'm kind of waiting to be surprised when I get one.
Is it a vendor of like a restaurant, or is it like just a random?
No, it's like Highmark. It's like Highmark stadiums, like the basic vending. It's like at the basic one. It's that's one of their things. It's like you got the hot dogs and all that stuff. The chicken wings is one of their basic things.
So it's just the Highmark.
I heard they have Chevette's chicken there though. Did you see that? I swear I saw someone tweet that out, and I'm like, if that's true, I'd definitely buy it back. Because Chevette's chicken's so good.
All day, just drink the thing.
Yeah. My dad bought a gallon of it and started putting it on fish. And like he was making it in salmon. Oh yeah, so good. Yeah, it was really good.
All right, Randall, you want to talk about Skyler Bell?
Yeah. So obviously the rumor around the mill is he's heading into wide receiver 5, and then the
fine
is outside. Yeah, right. Which is outside before going in.
Oh, okay.
Duly
Hopefully
noted. He's a season
Oh, it's
ticket.
like one of the food chucks. Okay.
Yeah,
that's
he's a season ticket holder.
Okay. I'll have to try that on my walk.
I don't even know what that is. What's Chiavetta's chicken?
It is the best marinade.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a barbecue chicken marinade. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll try it when I come.
Yeah. Yep. Skyler Bell. So now the aggregate social media is flipping out and saying that Skyler Bell was a bad draft pick because he's going to be in as wide receiver 5, but that is noted. And with a positive sign, that means Keon Coleman has had a pretty good last 5 days when it comes down to it. And there's reports that Keon Coleman has been playing well. So if anybody would like at least Keon Coleman to produce for us as that 33rd pick, he looks like he is kind of bullying some of our DBs, which is nice. Sure. But with Skyler Bell, obviously, as it comes down to it, drops seem to be an issue. And if you do look at 2024, 2023, and 2022, he had 5, 5, and 7 drops, and then dropped it down to 4. but his targets and receptions were so high, it was only at a 3% drop rate.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked incredible, but it looks like maybe the transition to the NFL ball is affecting how he's catching it, things along those lines. But as we discussed, and I agree with you guys were the first to say it, is that he's just going to get the Khalil Shakir treatment. He's going to get familiar with the whole entire system so he can go off running in year 2. You can look, the OC today was talking about Skyler Bell. He said how impressed he is because he has thrown him everything on the in the plays when it comes down to it. He's running all the routes. He's asking him to do a lot. So they're throwing the kitchen sink at him to prepare him that they're like, hey, you're going to be a top dog for us soon. So here's this. This is our plan. Don't expect a great rookie year, but get the balls running in his sophomore year.
I think too, like the comfort level. I think what you're telling me, like you talked about his college career, right? And his drop rate was a little higher initially. I think that just tells us kind of maybe that he's someone that needs a little bit of time to get used to it and acclimated to the game. You got to think about this too. He's going from catching passes from UConn's quarterback who probably can't throw 60 yards to the guy who probably has the strongest arm in NFL history. I mean, and the RPMs, Allen's, I think, still has the record for the RPMs, the speed, miles per hour for speed ball at the combine, you know? And I don't even think they were actually running that drill then. I think they used to just track it. So it wasn't even trying, like he could probably throw 10 miles an hour faster. So we got a guy who's coming in having to adjust to the speed. And honestly, Keon Coleman being wide receiver 4, who cares? If he's playing okay, the bullying of the players and one-on-ones, I don't put too much stock into it because it favors the receiver so much. And because he's going against Max Harrison, it's not really a strong suit. I don't really, but I've heard other things about Keon having some good days. I think today, I think he had a good day, or maybe it was 3 days ago. It was right before the scrimmage or now. As a wide receiver 4, if he can just keep doing that, Josh Palmer seems to be really stepping up. If he can stay healthy, I feel good about the receiver room being more Shakir, Palmer. That's interchangeable. Palmer's technically your wide receiver 2 in that instance, right? And then Keon is your wide receiver 4, and then having Bell just be, make plays when he's in the game. Right. Like, it's not a wasted pick. He's a 4th-round pick. It's not like we drafted him in pick 30. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think it's silly to even, question it at this point with that kind of thing. We're not expecting to be Jamar Chase.
Yeah. For me, it's more about how good Josh Palmer's looked. He's kind of locked in as that boundary too.
That makes me feel a lot better about it.
Right. Like even last year, he was playing in the preseason, but he was always off with trainers like every other day during training camp and practice. And now has he been with like trainers or stuff like during practice? He's been practicing fully like every day. He hasn't really been like last year. It was like, oh, he's Palmer's with the trainers. Palmer's. This year he seems to be fully healthy, and he is running really nice, crisp, clean routes that we know he can do. He's not a burner. He's not going to be like a Cole Beasley either. But what he's going to run a nice, crisp route, and he's going to create some separation, and it's going to be big for this offense if he can do that because it really opens it up. I mean, again, he had opportunities last year. Like even week 2, he didn't have a good stat line. He had a 50-yard touchdown where he was wide open, and I remember the ball got batted down at the line of scrimmage, and then Keon kind of looked like a Keon jump ball after it got batted. If you look at that play, Josh Palmer's running free, and you look at the way Josh was throwing it, he was about to uncork it. Palmer was free, and that was after a good week 1. And then he struggled for a couple of weeks. Like, I mean, our receiving core in general was terrible. He was getting attention he probably didn't deserve. And then in that Falcons game, he was kind of really the only thing opening up that offense. And then he gets injured, and we couldn't move the ball at all after because they were just like, all right, we're going to press man and blitz the hell out of you because you're one guy that can beat us over the top. Can't do that anymore.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how Joe Brady, with a healthy Josh Palmer, Skyler Bell and what he gets, Keon Coleman, what he's doing, how he's going to set hhis offense. Like if he's going to do 3-by-1s and put DJ Moore on that side to open up Josh Palmer see if they bracket. Is he going to put 2-by-2 on each side with the running back on the one side to make it a 3-by-2 to see if he can pull like a trips to get DJ Moore open? The question would be what Josh Palmer's role is going to be consistently this year since he was injured. And that's something that will probably be determined in the first 3 weeks, but I'm very curious about how he lines up and who he lines up next to.
And also Yeah,
I was just going to say quickly for Keon, the reason he probably beat out Bell this year is because Keon's a great blocker. They're probably like, all right, we at least want one of our top 4 to be a good blocker. He's probably going to get more snaps than Bell because he's going to be on a lot of early downs where he's blocking.
I don't think their intention was ever to make Bell a top 4 wide receiver unless Palmer wasn't healthy or didn't step up into his role.
Keon looked
Agreed.
Yeah, or Keon looked awful.
Right.
It was a backup plan. So now that they both looked good-ish.
Or good enough. They look the part. They look what they should be.
Yeah, now they're kind of looking at it going, well, we don't have to put him out there. And Shakir has been running more downfield routes. Yeah. Everyone's saying it. So, and that route he ran in the scrimmage was awesome.
Look right.
Like that, he sold that route he sold the flag or the corner, whatever you want to call it, and then broke back to like a skinny post kind of deal. And I mean, and the way he runs it too, like it's perfect. Like he gets it and he starts seeing the trajectory and he kind of levels off his route and doesn't keep running. You know what I mean? He didn't keep going across the field. It was a really nice route. I mean, there's a lot of deception there. I thought Allen made an awesome throw. If we can use him, he doesn't have to do that every game, but we got to get him away from screen merchant. And I think if Moore's doing some of that, people will take attention away from Shakir, and you'll see Shakir more on the intermediate level. I think that'll work much better. This is actually a good compliment to Shakir because Moore and him do a lot of Moore's a better outside receiver for sure, but they do have that similar skill set of run after the catch. And I think that teams aren't going to be able to focus on Shakir so much doing that. They're going to have to kind of hedge their bets a little bit, which is going to open up more down the field.
Exactly.
The way they used Khalil Shakir when Joe Brady first took over that second half of 2023 is the perfect way to use him. Yes, he is great with screens. Throw him some screens, but they also had him do some downfield routes. Remember he had that like 80-yard touchdown against the Jets? Or again, in the playoffs against the Chiefs, if Deion holds on his block for half a second longer, he scores what could have been the game-winning touchdown on that that skinny post route in the middle of the field. Running routes. Or in the Jags game, they used him for a couple of those routes. The main focus of Shakir should be those short routes because he is so good after the catch. But having him be able to complement with those means defenders can't bite down as hard. Because last year it was literally like, oh, we could just bite down real hard on Shakir running the screen because that's all he's doing. Now you can't really do that because he'll decept you, maybe run a little double move instead of like a quick slant or a screen. Now he's running like a post or a seam or a corner route or something, and he's now open 15 yards down the field. And it's just a perfect complement to his game that you throw it in. Maybe you target him like in that intermediate range, like once or twice a game, or maybe once every other game, somewhere in that range, just to keep the defense honest.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're going to see more. I think you're going to see more Beasley routes and things like that from him too.
Yep, exactly.
I think you see more slants, more little Texas routes, things like that. I think that he's going to be used all over the field. All right, so let's talk about CB4 real quick. And Randall, you're close to what was it, Walker? Kanai Walker.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? I want to get your thoughts on when you scouted him, because one of the things that I've noticed is people talking about how great he looks, but it doesn't really match the MO of what the scouting report said about him, nor what you and I have talked about. What do you think's changed? And it can't just be the coach, right? I mean, it has to be something else there. You know what I mean? Like that can't be the answer to the equation.
His coach got fired halfway through about 4 or 5 games through the season, and then they replaced him with a guy who doesn't even care about defense.
Sure.
But when it comes down to it, I really like Kanai Walker. Obviously, he was on the opposite side. He did get a lot of yards allowed when it came to playing on that Arkansas defense. But the Arkansas defense was a little bit difficult to figure out, especially because when Pittman got fired, Pittman changed the defensive structure in the early over the summer, because obviously it wasn't working for Pittman. Pittman knew he was on the hot seat. So he ran a little bit more soft, like quarters sort of situation where you're off man and you just play everything in front of you. And then kind of McDermott-esque, right? Let them make the mistake and kind of let it go. And then once it switched over, then they started playing a little bit more tight, because then they were like, well, let's give them a touchdown. But if you can get a pick, go for it. And that actually worked with Kanai Walker, because Kanai Walker got a pick 6. Biting down on a comeback and just kind of took it to the house. Very nice play. When it comes to Kanai Walker, his athleticism is average, off ball, I believe one of his worst qualities, in my opinion, is reading wide receivers in the first 5 and at the stem. If he's on man, when Kenai Walker was talking today, actually, he had about a 5-minute interview. They were talking to Kenai Walker, and he was very articulate. I loved everything he had to say about it. One thing that I do love is that he's basically attached to the hip of Christian Benford. We kind of saw what Dorian Strong did when he attached his hip to Benford, kind of that similar suit, which I'm kind of loving to see. But if he's playing off ball, it's hard for him to read at the stem, and double moves got him the most. Especially you look at like the Tennessee game last year against Arkansas. Score was, I think, 34-31. Opposite of him allowed, I believe, 50 yards, and it was all on his side. But it was double moves with people like Chris Brazzell, right? And, very good wide receiver.
Prayers out to him.
I know, right? Man, I hope he comes back strong because
I missed it. What happened?
ACL.
Chris Brazzell tore his ACL
the
first day of training camp.
Yeah, it was last week. Yeah, I saw that.
Dog. Absolutely. Breaking the Tennessee structure of wide receivers. I hope he comes back well. Yeah. But with that being said, Arkansas was a dumpster fire. And I'm about 5 miles away from the Arkansas campus, so I'm allowed to say that. Arkansas Razorbacks were an absolute dumpster fire. We were 112th in defense playing in the SEC. Like, how can you expect a 111th to do so much when it's just down and out, right? Like, your coach gets fired. 30 days, you're sitting with all your buddies being like, who's transferring, and trying to figure that out. So the mess of the equation probably does play a big part in it. And his interviews really sound like he's a head down, hardworking guy. So I do believe somebody like Jim Leonard and Christian Benford can turn him into a CB4. Now, he definitely, in my opinion, won't be ready in the week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5 to be a CB4. I still believe we need to bring somebody in. But it's growing, my opinion, I'm growing minor concern with Max Harrison being consistently injured, and now the conversation of potentially IGB being maybe taking on a bigger role than expected because of Harrison. If Harrison is healthy week 1, I can change my mind about that, and he's consistently healthy for week 1 through 6. But if we're talking about potentially Max Harrison not being available off and on, and IGB having to take that role, which then pushing that depth chart into more of a CB3 role, that would terrify me.
The thing that concerns me the most, like I just did you see it on the screen? I wasn't sure if it shared it or not.
Yeah,
I saw it.
The RES stuff is, I don't think combine numbers or pro day numbers are end all to be all by any means, but I think they matter. I think certain ones matter for certain positions, right? The thing that scares me is his agility. His agility was rated very poor. And that's being the fact that it's very poor tells me that it's not even like a bad day. Like even at his best, he's probably below average in his agility. And that tells me like a lot of what you're saying, like in the 5 to 10 yard area, he's not able to run with guys who are shifty, can get open quickly. He's going to get cooked there. It does concern me. Like I know he's having a great camp and like you got to reward people, but man, I would just prefer to have Trey White back. I don't want to roll the dice on that. I think we're thin already. Max Harrison's having weird problems that I'm not sure what that is. And it concerns me a lot. And IGB's had a good camp, but he's having some growing pains as well. Like Max is the ideal person to have right now in there. And now they're saying it's just precautionary. Who knows? Maybe it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm fine with precautionary because of his injury history.
If that's the truth.
For
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Right.
If that's the truth, I'm totally fine with it. I just don't know if it's the truth or not.
In Kenai Walker's defense, Christian Benford's agility was pretty atrocious as well. Mm-hmm. So when it came down to it, if
that's
we're
why
looking,
he gets beat by people like Garrett Wilson.
Exactly. Right.
Right.
So So you always have to, as Jim Leonard would have to change those adjustments. Bracketing. If you have Kenai Walker, you just need to bracket him with a safety, and that changes a lot of that defense. But trail technique worked with Benford. Maybe he's teaching him the trail technique, which he loves, and that's what Walker can work with. But we'll have to see.
Yeah. His agility is bad too. Like the same, pretty much.
Right.
It's a little bit better, but it's still we got like a 4.34 shuttle versus a 4.4.
Kenai Walker's 3-cone is so bad.
Yeah, What was it just now? I missed
7.32, but on the RAS scale, it's 1.85.
Yeah, we're at 3.91 for Benford right here, 7.1, which isn't great, but it's not awful.
Right.
Shuttle 4.34. You want to be under 4.2 and under 7 is ideal for just average numbers. So, but we'll see what happens. I am concerned a little bit today. We had a bunch of injuries. I think
Well,
that
a lot of them were from Friday or from
I know
from Saturday.
Well, then we had
like McGovern, Ty, and Bishop were from Saturday.
And McGovern totally fine sitting out until the regular season.
Yeah,
I don't want to.
I trust. I also trust Cushionberry to hold the fort down. Looks like he is the center too. So Van Pran Granger probably gets caught, or maybe they can find.
I heard today Van Pran Granger got center 2 work.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah. I heard that Cushionberry was he came in at the scrimmage was Cushionberry, and that looks like he was going to be the starter. Maybe it's still a battle.
I thought Sal said it was SVP.
I didn't see it today.
Yeah, I have also heard that Cushionberry has had a very slow start in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. I heard he's at a kind of a poor camp.
Yeah.
But either way, I don't care. Like, fine.
Right.
Like, just don't put him in.
Yeah.
Ty Johnson, too. I don't really care about him playing. He knows how to play football.
Right.
Yeah.
Just study the playbook. GJ is a little bit concerning.
He's got to chill out. That's what it is.
He needs to stop going so hard all the time on a leg that's not fully healed.
I mean, I love to see the aggression, but
Bishop, because Bishop went down too.
He missed 2 practices, and then he was sprinting around the field for no reason.
Did he even miss 2? I think he just missed 1 practice. I don't think he missed 2.
Like that. Yeah, it might have been the second word. Yeah, and he was sprinting, so jacked up to play.
Yeah,
I love to see the hunger in the dog. I love it, but save that for game days.
Right. It's like Michael Hoyt, CJ, both you need to talk and hone each other in and be like, no, don't run.
Save it for week 1. We need you in the playoffs badly.
Yeah,
right.
So that, and then Bishop has been he got tweaked a little bit, I think, in the practice as well.
Yeah. They say that natural turf, natural grass can lead to hammies, while turf can lead to ACLs, correct?
I'd rather hammies than ACLs.
And Achilles.
Right.
And Achilles.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
that's
maybe
fine.
You're just, getting on that field and then just your cleats just not used to the ground. And then,
you sink in and then
pop
you pull
for
it.
a second. Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as it's not as long as it's not off the bone, you're probably okay.
Exactly.
Based on what I know. So that's those 2. I'm trying to think who else was hurt. Let's talk about Caleb Elam-Zor. It sounded like today they said that he'd been rotating fully in with the ones with Dorian, competing now. Like it was Caleb Elam-Zor was the guy when everybody was hurt. He was playing first team. Then Dorian and Terrell came back, and he was exclusively on the second team with Keontae Jenkins. And then now he's rotating fully with Dorian. And from what it sounded like today, I think it was Buffalo Plus or something I was watching. It sounds like he's he's just better than Dorian Williams. I mean, he's just a better player.
He's definitely better than Dorian
Williams. You see that coverage route on James Cook? He played perfectly and made a play the ball.
Caught up to him at the end.
Yeah, Cook was Dorian has no idea what would be going on there.
Yeah. And with his length,
so lost.
Cook is I think Cook ran 4.41 at the combine. The difference between 4.41 and 4.47 gets made up by his long arms. You know what I mean? That's how much difference there is. So he was running with him at the end. You could tell Cook was like, "Oh God, he's still on my hip." And he's going to be I think he was super underrated in this draft. I'm actually kind of surprised he wasn't rated higher. But I think just playing for TCU doesn't really bode well for people really respecting.
Also, this was a deep linebacker draft too, so good players are bound.
Good point.
With how deep this middle linebacker class was, I bet you in a different class he could have been late second, early third. But there were just so many good guys that it just
that's what Bean's good at. Bean's good at this, right? Bean's this is where he thrives is in the 4th, 5th, 6th,
and that's probably why I bet you that's why Bean didn't take a linebacker early. He's like, this is so deep. I bet you there's going to be someone I really like sitting in the 4th.
And they liked him a long time ago too. They targeted him. I mean, it was clear.
I think Jim Leonard specifically did. When you could tell that how it comes. I'd be interested. We talked about this a little bit last week. Dorian Williams being the starter week 1, and I think that does make sense when it comes down to it, especially with Terrell Bernard taking probably over the Will role, and then them at least being vets together.
Sure.
Kind of make more sense to make sure that it's structured, and then you kind of let Caleb Elam maybe go from 70 to 30 to 60 to 40, and then going by then and start flipping the script. Yep. Because you definitely, as much as we need a Mike linebacker to be very, very good, and we will, because we know we have at least Dorian Williams who can handle a Mike in that 3-4 system, and then we have Caleb Elam-Zor in the back. we need Terrell Bernard to be
healthy,
worth his money and healthy.
Money. Yeah,
right.
At least
like that's almost more important at that point.
As long as he's like if he's league average starting middle linebacker or weak side linebacker, that I can live with that. That's all I need him to be.
It's
That's
not worth the money, but I can live with it. You're right. The linebacker.
It's kind of what he's getting paid like.
Jumped. Yeah,
he's getting paid like mid tier.
I was going to say, keep forgetting how much.
And then give us the splash plays. Like the thing with Terrell Bernard, even 2 years ago when he was just had that great season, a lot of it was just because he was just like stacking stats. Like his PFF or whatever. His
his first year starting in 2023. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't awesome, but it was also like he got like 4 sacks and 3 picks and 5 forced fumble recoveries or whatever.
Like that play he made basically to win us that first Dolphins game last year, where Deion was and they did like a film breakdown, and basically Terrell did not do what you're supposed to do there. But but Miami ran that play the week before and he saw it and he's like, all right, I'm jumping this. Like Tua did not expect him there because he's like normally linebacker jumps in the coverage and gets the guy behind him. Because if Tua would have read that, if Deion wasn't his face, he would have read that pump fake and the guy would have been open right behind Terrell. But because Deion was barreling down, he's like, screw it, I'm going to jump this route. And he jumped that perfectly.
Right. That was nice. And he saw that on tape, which was good.
That's exactly what the play was supposed to do. Yeah, the play was supposed to put the linebacker in limbo. Basically, what you'd have to do at that point is you have to just commit to one. If you're going to commit to the jump, and just hope you outsmart the QB. Yeah, you hope he outsmarts the QB, or you commit to the far guy and you let them take the easy connection and you just live to play. Like that's just a really good play written up. It's just Deion causing disruption and Terrell saying, screw it, I'm going to go for the big play to end it, and ended up working out.
Yeah, man, I think that's what you're right, Alex. He had 8 sacks in 2023. He had 3 picks, 1 PBU, and then he had how many tackles? 143 tackles.
Look at the fumbles too.
84 solos and 10 TFLs.
What's the fumbles?
0.
Fumble recoveries. Or forced fumbles,
3.
one of the 2.
He had a recoveries. Yep.
First month.
That is a wild stat line.
The first month of 2023 with him and Healthy Mulatto together was such
insane.
A sight to see.
It was insane.
Oh my God.
And the thing is, he doesn't really win with like athletic. He's a smaller linebacker. We all know that, but he's also not like a super athlete. He's not super agile or super fast. He's just really good when he's healthy at being in the right place at the right time and being opportunistic. That's his game, right?
Ravens
he's
game.
Not.
Which is a great person to have. Which is a great person to have.
Great. As long as you have another linebacker next to him that's steady Eddie and like good at the other things he's not good at, you're fine that way, right?
Which is why we need Caleb Elam-Zor to step up because Dorian is not that.
Correct.
Unless you're facing the Ravens.
He's the opposite. Like Caleb Elam-Zor is big, he's fast, he's athletic. I mean, he's got the whole package as far as a modern day linebacker.
Right.
So he'll kind of even the boat. And then you have Dorian Williams, just kind of like a heat-seeking missile. He just kind of runs head first.
He's ideally your third line. He's your base third linebacker. That's what he is. And he's a very good one. Like when we're facing the Ravens, I want Dorian on the field like 50% of the time.
Yeah.
Because he can tackle Derrick Henry. He can defend the run. He can get down Lamar.
Yeah.
Like he's really good against those read options and stuff. Like he's ideally the perfect. That's why even if Caleb Elam-Zor wins the battle as the starter by the end of the year, I wouldn't hate if Dorian wants to come back and
get a lot of
deal
play time.
I bet you he could go. He might be like, no, I want to go somewhere else to like be a full-time starter or get more money. Yep. But if we can get him on a cheap deal to be a third linebacker, I would not be upset at that because I really love him as a third linebacker.
Yeah, and then you have.
I think he can be one of those guys that.
He's a real Sam. He's a true Sam.
He's a true Sam. Exactly.
Keontae Jenkins as well. I think he's kind of winning that 4th linebacker job as of right now. But I think that it's going to be tough to hold off. What's his name? Buffalo Joe. Injuries. And I think that they're going to. It depends on how it pivots, but I kind of almost would rather see Keontae Jenkins out there on the field playing football. Now, special teams is a whole different story. I think Andreessen's a really good special teams player. So
I thought that was a big reason why Keontae. I thought that was a big reason why Keontae Jenkins got so much like hype last year is because he was making plays in special teams as well.
Yeah, he had some good special team play. Andreessen had some as well. I feel there's not a lot of talk around Joe Andreessen. That's why I'm very curious about what it's going through, because I do believe that Andreessen works better in Leonard's system, and he gained 9 pounds, I believe, which I also kind of love to see as well. So he kind of beefed up a little bit. So the no news to me right now is fine news. I think they're just kind of putting him there, but I'm not. Preseason really tells the story of Joe Andreessen. He does so well in preseason though. So
honestly, I haven't really seen Keontae Jenkins play football since college. I don't know what it looks like. You know what I mean?
Wasn't he on the team last year for preseason?
Yeah, but he was practice squad and he didn't get much run.
He was playing in the preseason.
Yeah, he did, but I didn't really notice him. We're gonna see him more because he was 5th or 6th on the depth chart, right? So unless you're watching the game in the late 4th quarter or late 3rd into the 4th, that's when people start losing interest in the preseason game. It's a lot of times you weren't paying attention to that, but I wasn't personally.
I was barely even paying attention in the first quarter.
Unless there's a good competition to be watched, it's more of just football's on. It's not really that interesting. The competitions we'll watch are going to be CB4, but really not even CB4, because IGB and Harrison are CB2 and CB3
right.
For sure.
It's all locks, so it's really if they add and drop, let's see in the preseason if they add some people, add some people to that room and see kind of where it goes.
This is a good kind of final topic. What are you looking for in the preseason game this Saturday?
The Bills to win.
Is it home or away?
It's home.
It's home? That's cool.
They've only got one, I think, at home, don't we?
No, they have 2 at home. Panthers and Steelers.
Okay.
I'm definitely good call by them. I'm definitely interested in the left guard spot. I want to see how they size up the starters into the second and see how that unfolds.
Nope, it's Alec Anderson's job.
For sure.
It really is at this point, for sure.
But
he's
with
dominating the
Corbett
competition.
and Cushenberry, where they line up and things along those lines. Yep. And then Caleb Elam-Zor is very interesting to see how many snaps he plays, how much involved he is in the preseason, because that'll give a bigger picture of what. Yeah, I bet a lot too to get him really into there, so then they can get him ramped up. And cornerbacks when it comes down to it, and I hope Skyler Bell gets a lot too. I'd like to see Skyler Bell work a lot of preseason.
If he's healthy.
QB2, I've seen a lot of reports that that's a toss up. Bouchel legitimately could win that job.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm looking for that. That's the one I'm looking at most. In addition to the left guard job, Miley's right. All we've heard about, we have not heard a word about Alec Anderson, but we've heard a lot about Austin Corbett, and he's a league average guard at this point, probably in his career. And the fact that Alec is beating him soundly, it feels like at this point, makes me feel really good about left guard. Unless Corbett's just awful. And I heard today that he hasn't been awful. He's just having kind of a below average camp, which means that Alec's not having a below average camp. We've got we've got really good interior pass rushers on this team. Deion Walker had a really good day today. Ed Oliver, clearly. TJ Sanders. These are all good interior pass rushers. And if he's not getting destroyed by these guys, then that's a good sign, because not every team has interior pass rushers that can do those things.
Yeah. TJ had that sack on that Shakir throw in the practice. TJ was there before he could throw it. Yeah.
And that was against, I think that was against Alec, by the way.
Was it?
It was on the left side. So
could have been against Deion or maybe if Bowery was in there.
It could have been miscommunication. It could have miscommunication. It probably was, honestly.
I bet you there's going to be some kinks to work out with miscommunication wise, especially on the left side, because David Edwards, his number one thing was how smart he was. He was the quarterback of that offensive line. Right. So there definitely will be some communication adjustments there. There will definitely be some times Josh gets sacked like that because there's a miscommunication. There's an open guy, or if he doesn't get sacked, he has to. It's just going to happen, and it's not even like a boo on our offensive line. It's just there's going to be an adjustment without David Edwards.
I think he would have
very underrated in that.
I think he would have thrown that earlier in a real game. He would have thrown the ball earlier. It was so close.
But he was just kind of, but he was trying to work on. You're working on things.
Yeah, I think he would have saw that. He saw it. He was right in his face when it happened, and then he took an extra tick and then threw it. Keon really sold that in that play. I don't know if y'all saw that or not, but Keon was he was running a dig.
The dig to open it up.
Bishop bought it, and then it left him one-on-one against Christian. And hey, every time I see DJ Moore win, he's winning a lot of times against Benford. And that's good. And it's not just short area stuff. It's down the field.
And it's not like everyone's winning against Benford. It's really
no,
just
no one else is winning against Benford, I don't think. Not often, you know.
Yeah.
If at all, I haven't seen many. Only ones I've seen Benford get beat on are against DJ Moore.
Yeah, which is a good thing. It's like, okay, DJ Moore's just getting beat. Is the only one that can beat Benford. Clearly, well, that's where it was like, even if DJ Moore isn't prime 1,300 yards in a season, DJ Moore, which is honestly possible.
Yeah, for sure.
He is easily the second best boundary receiver Josh Allen's ever played with. That's He's the best since Diggs. And that's just a huge upgrade alone. Even if he's not in his prime, he's still an upgrade in that sense.
He just turned 29 years old, by the way. So he's in his prime. Right. He also does more things than Diggs ever did. Diggs did one thing really well. He was an elite route runner. He's bad at all three levels. He goes down too early. Right,
he was great for his size and back shoulder throws. Stephon Diggs was amazing.
But he's not going to do screen play. He's not good in the screen game at all.
Yeah, DJ Moore has that.
Yards after the catch, he would go down when he caught. Remember, we're seeing Diggs and he'll run like a couple steps, do that little high step thing, and then just go down. You know,
I was okay with that.
I was too. To be clear, when you already have 20 yards, I'm good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
DJ Moore's ball locating skills and hands at the catch point, I think, are potentially a little bit better, as you can see in those deep ball passes. His ability, and Josh Allen's not the most accurate in those 30-plus yard throws. I think that really helps when it comes to DJ and the Josh Allen connection. You know, they were trying to figure out timing perfectly, but really what it comes down to is DJ Moore is such an athlete that Josh Allen was like, I'm going to put it in a spot and you go get it. And that's when they really figured it out. And that's what it is with the deep ball, is the ability to just kind of put it in a square instead of a circle. And DJ Moore can locate it and come down.
He's a ball tracker.
I mean, all day.
Watch him last year when he was getting balls from Caleb Williams. I mean, look at the ball tracking. I mean, look at the game winner against Green Bay. That over the head, that. That's insanely difficult. Diggs didn't do those kind of things usually.
Reminiscent of the training camp triple coverage. That catch too, right? Bingo.
Yeah.
But that's really what I think. Deep ball passing, you can put more on the receiver than the quarterback.
Absolutely.
As long as the quarterback puts it into the vicinity, it's then on more on the wide receiver to fake out the defender, to track the ball, and 3, hold on. Like, remember that the Super Bowl, the first Eagles Chiefs Super Bowl, that play where AJ Brown had, he acted like he was going to catch it and then ran around the defensive back and he was so lost. That's insane ball tracking ability. Being able to do things like that, to be able to bait the defender and to think you're going to catch it when you aren't, and then being able to track the ball. Or I think Justin Jefferson had an insane catch, maybe the start of last year. Might have been I think it was the start of last year. It was against Green Bay when everyone thought Minnesota was going to be bad, and then they end up getting this big upset win over Green Bay. And I think Justin Jefferson had this insane touchdown catch because he was able to track the ball. And I saw some study on it. Justin Jefferson actually has legitimately what not normal eyes, but in a good way. His eyes are exceptionally better and different. And that's part of why he's such a good receiver, is because he does, you know how when you going to see the ball, you your eyes get big.
Yeah.
I think his some of him, his eyes don't even get big. So you don't even know when he's going to catch it.
He sells it like he's not, the ball's not coming late hands.
Exactly.
He's got all
that is a big part of I think that's part of why Josh Allen's deep balls look so bad this year, where there's a lot of overthrows or just not in the right area. I think it's more so just he's just throwing it down there, hoping his guy can come up with it.
We don't have anyone that can do the things he needs to be done.
Palmer was kind of the only one.
Brandon Cooks had drop issues. That's what it Brandon Cooks was the closest last year, but then he had some drop issues.
Tracking it, and then he just couldn't hold on.
The targets to Cooks last year were perfect. Almost all of them were great throws, and he just happened to drop 3 of them or whatever it was. One of them
in a row.
Palmer was going to be that guy. He just couldn't. Or
you can't
Matt Collins against the Chiefs in the conference championship game when he had that over McDuffie, the over the head like that.
That's perfect throw.
Yeah,
I mean,
nothing's more satisfying than an over the head catch. When I'm playing football, because when I played tight end when I was in school, and our coach would literally, because he played tight end in college, so our head coach would be the one that ran our individual position. And when we were running our corner routes, for tight ends, he would just throw it as far as he could. And even if he overthrew you, it was still your fault. It was to get you so good at perfectly timing up to put your hands out at the right time. Don't put them out too early. Don't look back too early. Like just perfect timing on all of that. And it's because ball tracking is so important. And people just don't really think of it. If a receiver, if he tracks the ball wrong, you're a lot of times going to blame it on the quarterback because you're like, that's an accurate throw.
Man, good. Sorry, I mean, Coach.
And a lot of times it was probably the receiver's fault because you just didn't track the ball well. But as a normal fan, you're not really going to know that because you can't really tell.
You're probably trucking dudes, huh? In high school?
No, I was small.
Damn, man.
I was 140 pounds my junior year.
Oh, you for real?
Oh,
yeah.
God,
I was like, I put on some weight like during COVID, and like then my senior year I was up to like 170, but I didn't really start putting on a lot of weight till because of wrestling. I was always keeping my weight down.
Oh yeah, good point.
Weight down.
It was hard to put on like because I would work out, but it was hard to put on consistent muscle because during the wrestling season when I'm keeping my weight down, I kind of lose a lot. And then after I graduated, I had my own money to buy whatever I wanted, so I ate a lot, but I also started going to the gym more and stuff like that.
If you were like your size now, you would have been just wrecking.
Oh yeah, I'm like that's part of me's like, damn, I wish because that was like my biggest downfall as a tight end. I was a little undersized. I couldn't block very well or anything. And it was just like, if only I was this size now. Like we'll be playing backyard football sometimes, and I'll accidentally truck my friends. It's like 2-hand touch. We're not playing tackles. We don't.
Well, they would have put you probably.
I'll accidentally truck them just by running.
You would have played DN now in high school. Well,
I was kind of a DN.
Oh, you can still play tight end. You can still play tight end.
Oh yeah. If you got some speed on your hand. Yeah, for sure.
It must be nice having, but probably in high school.
But we only threw the ball about 3
3
times a game, so it didn't really count. I was more so just a 6th lineman.
Yeah, you should have walked on in college, dude.
We just ran. We just ran the ball every single play.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's I was in the same problem in high school as well. Like we just decided we're going to control the game and run the ball, and like we're losing football games.
Well, to be fair though, that was also
we're still losing half our games.
Right, it ain't working.
To be fair though, you went to high school like 20 years before me when the game was more about.
Whoa! What the fuck is that about, bro?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying the game has changed. Like every team around us was.
You think I grew up in like the 50s or something? Good lord!
When did you graduate?
Come on, Miley. You know football's cyclical.
When did you graduate?
He thought I was playing high school football with like Roger Staubach or something.
No, when did
you graduate? 01, 02?
No, 99.
Oh, 99?
Yeah, so 22 years. So I was under.
I'll say this. I was
05.
I was super young for my grade. I should have been a 2000 grad, by the way.
Yeah, I was a 2021.
I'll be 45 years old in a month.
But that's what I'm saying is that like back that, especially like as you go more back in time, it's just there's more running involved.
I'm just messing with you, dude.
Football, get it. Just don't talk about our age, Miley.
Yeah, we played double. Yeah. You know what we ran? We ran a double wing in high school. Yes, correct.
There you go.
We were running that same playbook in 2021.
We had a double wing where you had a center, guard, tackle, and then the running tight ends, so 12 personnel, and then we had 2 running backs facing each other right behind the tight ends. And then the quarterback would be kind of in his weird crouch position like this on the ground, and the fullback standing right next to him. So it's a deception play. You never knew he was going to get the ball.
Right.
It was antiquated. My uncle played for the Goochland team I played for as well, and he said, he played quarterback, and he was like, he's told them he wouldn't play unless they changed to a pro style because they were running the same offense back in the 70s.
That's what we run in U8 flag football, to be honest with you.
It
really is. Yeah.
We didn't have anyone labeled as a wide receiver. We had 3 running backs.
We didn't either.
We had plays where they were lined up out wide.
We had 2 tight ends.
Part of it's because we grew up in the I grew up in the middle of nowhere. My high school is across from a cornfield. We're a bunch of like hick farmer boys, like just big.
That's where you get those offensive linemen.
We had offensive linemen. We had a defense, so we would win a lot of games. We would make the playoffs every year and stuff like that. And we would just run the 2 years before me. The kid ended up winning like the sectional player of the year. He was like 240 pounds with abs. And we literally made it to like our sectional championship game, just handing it off to him every single play. Yeah. He even made like a top 10 national plays of high school plays of the week one time because he like trucked and hurdled like 8 kids in one play.
Yeah, our base personnel was 32.
Ours was we had a quarterback.
That's serious. It was 32 personnel. 3 running backs, 2 tight ends.
Yeah. Quarterback, fullback, 2 halfbacks, two tight ends,
Yep,
and
the
then
same thing.
we'd have formations where they were lined up out wide, but they were all called halfbacks or running backs or fullback. No one labeled wide receiver. After I graduated, I kind of opened that up, but at least for my graduate,
we go out wide.
The Army basically still does that.
Yeah. It's not an option offense though. What we ran, it was
right. It's not option.
It was only time it was an option was when, well, it kind of was.
We sat in a McDermott cover. and then on defense, we just sat in a base
to the fullback a lot before we did anything.
A base 4-3 McDermott cover 4 is what our defense was.
Yeah. We ran
no man coverage. I don't think we ever called man because
straight zone.
We're all white hit kids. Like we were gonna get burned in that.
We ran like a 5-2, but it was more of a 3-4 because I played end as well on defense because we had to go both ways, and I played a 3-4 defensive end.
But
I'm sorry, 3-4 outside linebacker. So I was a stand-up defensive end all the time.
My favorite position to play on defense was actually nose tackle. I played it like a little bit like when I was in modified 7th, 8th grade. And that's because you just beat the offensive lineman off the ball and wreak havoc.
Yep.
It was like me and the one kid. We were like basically like the 6-2 defense we ran or like 5-2 or whatever. We basically had like almost like 2 nose cat. We were like both of us were right up on the center, like other sides, kind of on the guards, and we would just beat off the bar and just wreck havoc up the middle every play, and it was so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about in high school too, most of your offensive linemen are just big guys who aren't very good athletes. So if you get a small, quick guy in the middle, you can dog them out and get to the quarterback.
I always loved doing that. It was my favorite thing.
Yeah. All right, guys, good show. Y'all got anything else before we go?
Go Bills.
Go Bills.
Go Bills. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you next Monday. If it'll run the ad.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliot Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.